We'll tell you about legislation that would give more Missourians end-of-life care. Johnson & Johnson's expected to request an emergency use authorization for its COVID-19 vaccine. What makes this one different? A Chiefs fan creates the ultimate home away from Arrowhead.
The four states most watched news starts now.
Kansas Governor Laura Kelly wants to expand Medicaid and fund it by legalizing medical marijuana. This is KOAM News at 10. Governor Kelly announced her proposal today. Kelly has made expanding Medicaid for as many as 165,000 additional Kansans a top priority since becoming governor 2 years ago. But top Republicans in the GOP-controlled legislature have prevented its passage. Governor Kelly also previously said she'd sign a medical marijuana bill, but she hadn't actively pushed that idea. Now she's wedding the two ideas that are likely to face strong opposition among Republican legislative leaders. A bill in Missouri could create a new class of senior care. The proposal would create a framework for end-of-life care homes where Missourians could stay at the end of their life. Solace House of the Ozarks in Joplin provides that service. The organization has volunteers who stay with people on hospice 24/7, free of charge, allowing family members to spend some time with their loved ones. The bill would create a new classification for end-of-life care homes under the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services.
Solace House currently has a residential home, but they're limited to 2 beds at a time. And I can tell you the need is greater than that, but we want to do this right.
Solace House hopes to find a new building or build their own if the bill passes, expanding their offering to 10 beds. Let's check in with Doug Heddy now for our first look at the weather. Hi, Doug.
Hey, Dow. It turned out to be a pretty good Monday for us today. Still kind of chilly after that cold front that rolled through. Saturday night gave us the severe thunderstorms across the region, but even with sunshine today, we only made it up to 41. Average highs 47 degrees for this time of the year. We have some clouds sneaking in, so we're going to call it partly cloudy skies tonight. In fact, we may even get a little bit of patchy fog, but besides that, we're pretty quiet tonight and really into the next couple days. It is cold. We're about 30, 31, 32 degrees. You can see some of that patchy fog starting to build in. So some visibilities are dropping a little bit. Be careful if you are going to be out tonight into the morning hours. But we do warm up over the next few days, but a lot of changes down the road and your month-long forecast here in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you soon. Thanks, Doug. One person was killed yesterday evening 2 miles east of Mount Vernon, Missouri. The Missouri Highway Patrol says 27-year-old Matthew Vermillion of Ash Grove, Missouri, crossed the center line while traveling east on State Highway 174. Vermillion crashed head-on into an oncoming car. Vermillion died at the scene. The driver of the other car had serious injuries. A Pittsburgh man is dead following a crash on US 59 highway. This happened just before 5:30 yesterday evening, about 2 miles north of K47 in Neosho County, Kansas. Police say 26-year-old Jesse White was driving north on US 59 when his car went off the left side of the road and rolled. White died at the scene. A 36-year-old passenger suffered minor injuries. A Miami, Oklahoma man is sentenced in connection to a shooting that targeted a Seneca, Missouri police officer. 24-year-old Bradley Holmes took an Alford plea, which means he does not admit guilt, but he acknowledges the prosecutors do have enough evidence to convict him. Authorities say on September 12th of last year, Holmes was in a car with 2 other people when they were stopped by an officer. The officer says one of the car's occupants shot at him and hit his patrol car. Holmes is sentenced to 15 years in prison. The other 2 suspects are still awaiting trial. The Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety urges football fans to plan ahead with a sober driver if they plan to drink on Super Bowl Sunday. They provide some stats from last year's Super Bowl to illustrate the dangers. According to the coalition, there were 35 major crashes in Missouri during the 2020 Super Bowl weekend. In those 35 crashes, 11 people were killed, 40 people were seriously injured. The Congressional Budget Office says U.S. jobs will not return to their pre-pandemic levels until 2024. While the broad economy is expected to bounce back by the middle of this year, the job market will still be a long way from recovering. April marked the peak of job losses when more than 20 million jobs disappeared and unemployment shot up to nearly 15% in a single month. A new coronavirus vaccine may soon be approved, but this one from Johnson & Johnson is different from the other two currently authorized in the U.S. Reporter Mandy Gaither explains.
It may soon be a new weapon in the war on COVID-19. A third vaccine made by Johnson & Johnson could be authorized for use in the U.S. in the near future.
This is a single shot vaccine in which you start to see efficacy anywhere from 7 to 10 days following the first and only shot.
Health experts say getting people vaccinated as quickly and efficiently as possible is one of the best defenses against the virus. A single dose of this vaccine means more people could gain immunity more quickly, as none would have to be set aside for a second shot.
It is very, very good with regard to cold chain requirements, namely requiring only a refrigerator. It is inexpensive, and the company is capable of making doses in the numbers of billions.
Johnson & Johnson says their vaccine was 72% effective against moderate and severe disease in the U.S. The vaccines already on the market in the U.S. are about 95% effective overall against symptomatic COVID-19, with perhaps even higher efficacy against severe cases. But some experts urge Americans not to count Johnson & Johnson out.
If we had an abundance of mRNA vaccines, where everybody could easily get those vaccines now, this probably wouldn't be a discussion, but we don't.
The U.S. has ordered 100 million doses, and Johnson & Johnson says it can meet that commitment by June. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The company will request what's known as an emergency use authorization soon, early this month. The data will get a close look from the FDA and advisors to the CDC. January was America's deadliest month of the pandemic. Johns Hopkins University says more than 95,000 people died from COVID last month. That's about 22% of the total 441,000 deaths since the pandemic started. The number of cases is trending downward in most states, but deaths remain high. According to one of the latest projections, another 200,000 Americans are likely to die by the end of April. Still ahead, most of us can't go to the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, but one local man has created a spot that for him is just about as good. Ed, you might be falling for a money myth. We're going to look at some of the most common ones.
Door.
Well, a lot of us are excited about the Chiefs' return to the Super Bowl for a second consecutive year. Well, KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky talked with one Webb City man who takes his love for the Chiefs to new heights.
There's no doubt that almost everyone is gearing up to watch the Kansas City Chiefs play in the Super Bowl, but no one is quite as prepared as Jeremy Swearens.
Super Bowl champions, world champions, Kansas City Chiefs.
Swearens, a Missouri native, describes himself as a lifelong Chiefs fan. Just take a look at his self-proclaimed man cave.
That just really removes any doubt to any visitors that come to our home as to how we feel about the Kansas City Chiefs.
Swearens and his wife are empty nesters and use this opportunity to create this space and really show love to their favorite team. Most people might think diamonds are a girl's best friend, but for Chiefs fans, it's Super Bowl rings like this.
And I just like to show my support and dedication to them through collecting things over the years.
Swearens has been collecting Chiefs memorabilia his whole life, but once he started displaying them in his new home, he knew he wanted to do more with the place.
The authentic helmet over there that's been worn by Chiefs players. It has sweat stains on the pads on the inside and everything, so that's kind of cool.
His advice for any avid Chiefs fans who may want their own man cave? Just go for it.
Anywhere you want to start with any budget, just start collecting, and over time that collection will grow, and just as your love for the team has grown.
Swearens believes in life, you can either do things halfway or go all out. And for his favorite team, he's willing to show his support to the fullest. In Webb City, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
Swearens, of course, predicts the Chiefs will win, and he is correct. All this week on the KOAM Morning Show, we're finding new ways to celebrate the Chiefs' trip to the Super Bowl and getting you involved. Now, tomorrow is Travis Tuesday. We ask you to send in pictures of yourself, your kids, or your furry friends dressed up like the Chiefs star tight end, Travis Kelce. You can also get the chance to win a prize through Chiefs-related trivia. Again, that's all on the KOAM Morning Show. Most people are not as smart about money as they think they are. That's according to the nation's largest online financial services marketplace, LendingTree. Surveyed more than 1,500 consumers last month. The question is aimed to gauge consumer knowledge of common money myths and to understand where Americans learn about personal finance. According to LendingTree, 96% of Americans hold on to at least one false belief about finances. For example, 45% believe that carrying a credit card balance helps your credit score. And more than a quarter of those 40 and younger don't think they need to save for retirement. Also, more than 1/3 say they know more about money than their parents do. Doug Hetty is up next with his month-long forecast. And later it's Super Bowl week, and that means we get answers to important questions ahead of the Chiefs' second straight trip to the big game. In sports, we find out what Patrick Mahomes' spirit animal is.
Hungry and looking for...
Well, of course, it turned out to be an okay Monday for us today. We were still on the cold side across the region, and it looks like our temperatures, though, are finally going to start to warm back up just a bit as we go into the next couple days, which is always good news. But look at our rain stats, and of course, this is looking at the month of January. It's February now, but 4 inches. Our average rain is just 2 inches, so it was a very wet month, but not extremely cold. You can see 14 days. We're below average, 16 days above average, but our coldest day for a high was 32 degrees, which isn't awful. A lot of times this time of the year we see highs in the teens, if not 20s. Great time lapse, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, just outside of Seneca, Missouri, and most of us are sitting about 30 to about 31 degrees with some mid and upper level clouds streaming through, but that's it. We're going to have partly cloudy skies for us tonight. We are going to get a little bit of fog in here, so be careful if you are going to be out on the roadways late tonight into tomorrow morning. Next storm system building out to the west, but it's still a couple days away. So ahead of it, we have a nice ridge of high pressure, and that's going to give us pretty good weather as we go through the next 48 hours or so. Patchy fog tonight, mid-20s, so it is going to be cold. If you're getting up early, 27 to start, we'll warm through the 30s, 40s, mid-40s by noon, and then I think a high temperature, most of us are going to go into the lower 50s. So Tuesday looks great, even though we're going to have quite a few clouds across the region. Tomorrow night, not as cold. We'll drop back near freezing for an overnight low. And then as we work into Wednesday, look at this, temperatures upper 50s to near 60 degrees. So Wednesday looks fantastic. Here comes our next cold front. This is going to be Thursday morning. We're going to start the day in the 50s. Doesn't have a lot of moisture to work with. We may get a few random showers, but behind the front, we'll start to drop off into the 40s. This is not an Arctic front, just a cold front, but it's the second front that works in that we got to keep our eyes on. This is going to be Saturday morning. Again, doesn't have a lot of moisture to work with. We may get a little bit of light snow late Saturday into Sunday morning, but it is an Arctic front, so our temperatures are going to be significantly colder on Sunday, also into Monday. So that's something we want to watch as we go through the next couple days. But we do have at least slight chances for some snow. Groundhog Day is tomorrow. Doesn't do much for me. 53. I guarantee there's 6 more weeks of winter. 53 for us tomorrow. 57 on Wednesday. 55 and dropping on Thursday. Cooler on Friday. Could get some light snow on Saturday, but our high is going to be at 30. We'll drop into the 20s, down into the single digits, down to 5. A high on Super Bowl Sunday of only 21 degrees. So, of course, a great day to stay inside and watch some football. All right, the month long, we just started the 4th cycle of the pattern. It's the Hetty pattern. I've been working on this for 22 years. The cycle this year is a little shorter. It's 45 and a half days. So if you take our severe weather event that we had on Saturday night, you can project that out. There's a chance, a pretty good chance, we're going to have thunderstorms right around March 16th. And some of those could be strong, if not severe. It's not the best pattern for big snows, though. We've had plenty of little snows, just not a lot of big snows. All right, so next week, starting with Super Bowl Sunday, cold Sunday, Monday, and then really cool all week. So we shouldn't even get above 50. Rain and snow chances on the 16th, on the 9th, which is Tuesday. And then again, as we work into the weekend of the 13th and 14th. The 14th is Valentine's Day. We do have rain and snow chances then on that Sunday and that Tuesday. And then we get mainly out of our snow chances for the rest of the month. We have a few little ones, but it's mainly rain from this point on. We start to warm up a bit by the weekend of the 20th, and then as we head into the last week of February, a cool week, we have slight chances for rain and snow Wednesday and Thursday, but that is about it. So our chances to get a big snow this winter aren't the best, but we do have plenty of chances to get a lot of little snows during this month. So we'll have to see what comes together for us.
Sounds to me like you have more faith in this pattern, this cycle of yours, than you have in the groundhog.
Yeah, that would be safe to say.
Wow. All right. We'll see. Thanks, Doug.
All righty.
The items on the Joplin City Council agenda tonight include the new trash contract, a rezoning request for a local business, and a grant authorization for a new trail. The council approved the new trash contract for residential trash services with Allied Services. The new contract includes a 2% increase in trash services for residents, which will bring the cost from $12.41 to $12.65. The council also approved a resolution of support for a grant to fund Phase 1 of the new Tin Cup Trail.
Aspects of the Tin Cup Trail that I like, it is a trail that kind of shows off some of Joplin's natural beauty, if you think about that south part of town. So it could be one of the more visually appealing trails that we have.
The rezoning request was for Metro Appliances and More, currently located on North Main Street near Airport Drive, to relocate to 3300 North Rangeline Road. That request was approved. Coming up in sports, we hear from the Kansas City Chiefs as Super Bowl week begins. Plus, the Frontenac Raiders aim to knock off 10th-ranked Galena. Jacob Leonard joins us with that and more next.
Doug Hetty.
The Galena boys have been one of the best teams in Southeast Kansas this basketball season. The Bulldogs are on a 9-game winning streak and are 10-2 overall this winter. Now tonight, Galena hits the floor against another team on a roll, facing Frontenac. The Raiders have won 5 of their last 7. First quarter, check out this finish from Brent Sarwinski. The final seconds of the first, Tyler Little turns and beats the buzzer. Galena up 11 after 1. They were up by as much as 17 in the second. Mario Mangini, 3 for the Raiders. However, it's 30-16 at halftime. Third quarter, Jordan Fudge goes to work for Frontenac, gets it to go, plus the foul. But Galena doesn't let Frontenac back in the ballgame. Tyler Little, good defense, still gets it to go. Galena, they were impressive tonight. Bulldogs make it 10 straight, 60-44. Now the girls' game before that one, Frontenac, no problem. Raiders win at 54-16. Reagan Hipfel leads the way with 16 points. Well, tonight is the opening night of the Warrior Classic at Macaulay Catholic High School. On the girls' side, the tournament host Warriors are first on the floor tonight. Macaulay up against Sheldon in the opening game. Really hope Deanna's got this recording started. Warriors in possession, Kaylee Teeter, top of the key. Nice night for her. Still in the first, Kennedy Dury with the steal. Behind the back dribble, takes it herself, gets it to go. Macaulay up 5 going to the second. In the second, more defense from the Warriors. Chloe Williamson knocks it away. Teeter comes up with it and finishes. That pushes the lead to 9. Really though, Kaylee Teeter made plays all night. Another steal. She had a team high 23 points. The Macaulay lead gets to double digits. Warriors roll tonight 52-21. We have finally made it to Super Bowl week. In 6 days, the Kansas City Chiefs will play for their second straight Super Bowl title, facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It will be the second meeting of the season between these two teams. Chiefs beat the Bucs 27-24 back in Week 12. Now today is the official kickoff and media day for the Super Bowl. There are usually some pretty good questions at this event. This year, no different, including this one to Patrick Mahomes on what his spirit animal would be.
I would like to be like a wolf. I feel like a wolf, kind of running around with my pack and being able to be a leader and someone that continues to attack and continues to lead as much as possible.
What about your bud, Travis Kelce? What do you think his is?
It's got to be something funny. I think he'd be like a giraffe. He's kind of just out there grazing around the field, trying to make something happen. Find his different things that he can run around and do stuff with, and he's always a good time.
That's a look at sports. Back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran, Specialist Michael Scott. The Edna, Kansas native served in the U.S. Army, and we are proud to salute Specialist Michael Scott. He's tonight's four-state hero. Doug Hetty, get your jacket on, or not. I don't care.
Now.
I really don't care, but you're on TV, buddy. We're ready for a weather recap.
All righty, yeah. I was trying to get my graphic to come up, but there it goes. But cold night for us tonight. We are going to drop back into the mid-20s. 53 tomorrow, 57 Wednesday. Then the bottom kind of drops out late this week.
Certainly don't need a jacket for those temperatures. Thanks, Doug. And thank you for joining us. We're going to leave you tonight with some of your best looks on this Mahomes Monday. Don't forget, Travis Tuesday is tomorrow morning on the KOAM Morning News. Let's take care of ourselves and each other.